shit, we're on.
Oh, we're on? You know, bass is illegal on my channel. Give a massive welcome to Ron. Or should we call you just Bumblefoot?
Oh, you can call me whatever you want. You can call me Bumblefoot, you can call me Ron, you can call me Ronald, you can call me anything. You can call me Herman. Did you know that my father's name is Herman?
Oh, I didn't.
His name is Herman, yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. Interesting. Thank you so much for coming on to Twitch here to do this fundraiser so we can play some guitar and do this for good reason.
Yes, thank you. Thank everybody watching. Thanks to, all the support, doing great things for Jason. He's important to all of us.
First time I heard of you was when I got your record that was released on Shrapnel Records. I don't know what year this was, but I was youngish,
1995. It all really started like the point where things sort of went to the next step was Guitar Player Magazine, August 1989, the Spotlight column that Mike Varney wrote. And I started doing songs for his brother Mark Varney. And there was a certain style happening then. It was, you had the original shred guys. You had the guys that planted the flag, like Jason, guys like that. We started letting out our weird side. So you have Matthias, you have Christophe Godin, you have Buckethead, you got some guy named Bumblefoot, and we were all just sort of experimental, kind of the way the time was. Music was doing that. Rock music was doing that. It was crossing over genres, and there was just so much cool shit. So that whole crew of people, we were all on all the the guitar comp CDs around 1991, 92, 93. Then Mike Varney put out Ominous Guitarists from the Unknown CD. And I did a version of Chopin Fantasy. And just like a whole tap-in version of it and all. You cannot do this on an acoustic, I'm sorry. Then we did, signed a deal with Shrapnel and did an album called The Adventures of Bumblefoot. Where did the Bumblefoot name come from? Where did I come up with such a stupid name?
Yes.
So my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, she was in veterinary school. She's now and I'd be helping her study one of the animal diseases, ulcerative pododermatitis, also known as Bumblefoot. I just thought it was so silly, so I immediately wrote this song about this superhero that was like half bee, half foot, with my old band I had, and the band was sort of extreme sounding, like we were a little funky. Look up in the sky, it's got 5 toes and it can fly, is that Bumblefoot? Like that kind of thing. And then doing those guitar CDs, I was like, you know what, Bumblefoot seems like, I don't know, I want to make a different type of song with that name. So I just went the direction of like a Pink Panther kind of swing and came up with this riff that it needed to be off, it needed to have a twist to it. So I would love using like Mixolydian with a sharp 4, even throw in the sharp 2. So I just made this weird little riff. And made it, and that ended up on one of those comp CDs. And when it was time to do that first album, I said, okay, The Adventures of Bumblefoot is going to have this half bee, half foot looking thing flying overhead and burning buildings and dogs puking and destruction and the ground opening up and all these creatures. And every song was named after a different animal disease. Bumblefoot, Orf, Scrapey, Blue Tongue, Q Fever, all the weirdest diseases that I learned about secondhand helping my wife study. And then I made songs to match these diseases and made this weird instrumental album. And it came out in 1995, The Adventures of Bumblefoot. So I did that album, and then 2 years later, did a vocal album because I've always been a singer. From the beginning, I was into Kiss, the Beatles, bands that, they had a singer, and it was a team of very strong personalities that come together that create a very unique sound. And a lot of, I'm just talking and talking and talking. Please, please, continue.
No,
Herman,
this
please.
is interesting because when I first heard that album, I thought, wow, this is totally different. That's not what I expected, from a Shrapnel, right? I would say you would have a different kind of approach to the guitar playing, which I thought was very refreshing. I thought it was well done,
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I saw you last time I saw you play with Sons of Apollo. I also saw you play with Guns N' Roses. I can't remember what, but I saw you play. Maybe one of the festivals or something like that. I'm sure you've been asked so many times. I'm not going to beat the dead horse, but going from into that kind of rock arena show kind of thing.
It was definitely a different beast to join a band where I wasn't a founding member and to come in as a hired gun, where fortunately I was allowed to write my own parts for the songs. I'm grateful that I was allowed to be myself. Definitely a different thing. For me, something like that isn't going to have a very long lifespan because I need to be creative. Look, when I was 5 years old, the Kiss Alive album came out. I heard it and I said, that's what I want to do, and I immediately started doing it. By the age of 6, I had a band. We were writing songs, we were doing shows, and we were doing everything. When he dreamed of being a musician, he did not dream of being a hired gun.
Yeah.
There are some people that love to be on stage and love to play, but for me, it's the creative side of it that's most important.
Let's say when you're doing Guns N' Roses, do you sometimes think these people are not here to see me anyway? They're here to see Axl Rose. Do you have that feeling? Or
The most important thing is the song. They didn't come there for me to rewrite a song and inject my personality and my take on the song. Ultimately, you don't want to rewrite the song and give people a different experience. If it's a 30-year-old song and they're coming there to feel like they did 30 years ago the first time they heard it, don't take that away from them. So for me, it wasn't about getting the attention. I mean, I was aware, I did feel like, they are not here to see me, and I know that there's someone else that they'd rather be seeing if given the choice on stage. That definitely weighs on you at times.
yeah, good to know, actually. Something I haven't experienced before. So I always wonder, So, tell us a little bit about that little thing you have on your pinky.
This, yes. The thimble.
The thimble.
So it is a way where when I've run out of notes onto the fretboard, this is like a mobile fret that I keep on this finger that I move around. And then I can also use it in front of the bridge when on the neck pickup, and it's not picking up anything back here. So I can play from both directions. Instead of going, I take this much, put it from here, and it slides. So you have like that.
Very cool. I'm sure a lot of people got inspired with that technique there right now. I gotta ask you about your guitar, by the way.
This one.
Not that one. The insane double neck guitar. That people can actually go buy that as your signature model, right?
This one is like a charcoal black matte finish, and it's really nice. Yeah, Vigier makes great stuff. And now for everyone that's saying, oh look, it's a PRS headstock. Vigier actually had this headstock first. The company started in 1980. They patented, they had it first, and it was just coincidental that PRS and Vigier ended up with such a similar design. They were able to coexist nicely.
I never thought that was a PRS one. Interesting.
So it was 1997, and I was doing a tour around France. And one of the reps from Vigier He came to one of the shows with one of the guitars, just a normal single neck fretted Vigier Excalibur guitar. And he's like, try the guitar. And I was like, no, I make my own guitars. And at the time, I would build my own guitars, and they were horrible. I had one called the Swiss Cheese guitar, which was an old Ibanez 1983 Roadstar that I drilled holes in and painted yellow. And that was my main guitar that I used. So finally I tried it, and the thing just played so good. And I was like, oh my God, my fingers can move. I was like, all right, I'd be an idiot to keep saying no. This is obviously, they make great guitars. And so I met with Patrice Vigier, the head of the company, and he is a wonderful, wonderful guy. And we did it. So we signed a deal, and during that conversation, I said, look, I make these weird guitars, and it's part of how I express myself, and I don't want to lose that. Like my Swiss cheese guitar, my this guitar, my that guitar, that's what makes me feel like I'm giving 100% of me. Mm-hmm. So he agreed to start making strange guitars for me. So one of the first ones they made was one that looks like the cover of the Adventures of Bumblefoot album. It was like a foot with stripes, and when you bend down the vibrato bar, they had a lever system inside where wings would pop out of the sides. It sounded really good. It is a great sounding guitar. So that was my main guitar for the longest time. And also when I went to the first NAMM, I saw at the booth they had a fretless guitar hanging up. And I told him, I was like, why didn't you tell me you make fretless guitars? And he said to me, we have only sold 3 of them. Nobody wants to play these. Like, I do, gimme. And he gave me a guitar, I took it home, and I immediately just started writing songs with it and doing everything with it. And it did reach a point where I was using both. Finally, in 2009, they made this beast. The double neck fretless on top, fretted on the bottom. It has DiMarzio tone zone and chopper, just a volume knob for each guitar half. And this is my main guitar, and this is also my exercise, my workout, and everything. These are out there, and there are people that have insanely enough bought these. It did inspire some, like Matthew Bellamy from Muse. He wanted to make one of these, and I sent him the specs on the guitar, and then they made their own version of it.
I've never seen fretless shredding like this in my life. I don't know about you guys in chat. That was insane. I don't fucking know what to say, man. Did you speak to any other guitar company at that time, or you just so weren't into it? But they harassed you so much to play their stuff. So, oh, I'll give it a go.
I did not want an endorsement. I just wanted to keep making my own stuff and just keep it myself. They make such good stuff, and they're good people, and that's really very, very important. I mean, of course, it has to be good, but you have to like who you're dealing with. 24 years they've been stuck dealing with me, those guys. It's a very important character of people.
Is the setup now simpler? Because obviously it's not like Guns N' Roses where it's like all these people, or what is it still the kind of same style?
With Guns, there were more guitars that I would bring, because some were in drop tuning, some were in E flat, some were in E. Everything else that I do, I bring one guitar and a Line 6 Helix.
How many years long is that beard? That's a pretty good question.
This beard, I was on tour in Australia in 2010, and my shaver broke. And then after 3 weeks, people started saying to me, "What, are you growing a beard?" And I decided that anytime somebody said to me, "What, are you growing a beard?" with some kind of attitude, I was going to delay shaving another month. And the problem is, the more you don't shave, the more people say that. So pretty much opened up the box there. By 2011, it was a glorious beard. So I have this big giant beard, and I have people calling me Osama bin Laden and like all kinds of things. And then I just started making like 3 of these. So this thing, within a year, it was just a huge mountain man, squeal like a pig kind of beard. But then I started braiding it because it was just so unruly and it was getting caught on everything. But I started tying it up. So I've been tying it up now since, I guess, 2012. And like most hair, it reaches a point and then it just breaks. It's been like this since then. But I'm actually wondering if I should just shave the damn thing.
Go the opposite direction of what people are doing. If everyone's getting beard, you have to shave it. Being old doing something against the grain isn't that cool, but, you know, fuck it.
I like being old. You know, when you're 20, you're young. When you're 30, you're young. When you're 40, people start adding the word still. You're still young. Like in your mid-40s, they start adding for your age to everything. They say, no, you look good for your age. Once you hit 50, that is the infancy of your old age. That's how I look at it. There's a feeling of peace. It's like, I've done everything that I need to do and that I'm going to do. I don't need to fight anymore.
So do you have anything that you're going to get out when the pandemic is over? Because no one's releasing anything, right? Everyone going, oh, I can't release anything because we can't go on tour. We can't do anything. We can't promote it. What's your view of this whole thing that's happening now? Yeah.
This was the unexpected gift of time that we can use any possible way to either just take a break and relax, make time to learn the things that we never got to learn. And for me, I did some acoustic EPs. I've been doing a ton of guest guitar solo work and back to mixing and producing and mastering and all that stuff. And now is the time where we are all sharpening our axe so that once it's time to get to the tree, that thing is going to be super sharp. We're going to be very ready to embrace the world when it reopens, you know, closer to what we're used to.
That was super fun. That sounded great. I love that fretless. How long did you play the fretless for?
All right, I was 6 years old, and then I was 28 when I got a fretless. So, yeah, 23 years has been playing fretless. So, as far as practicing fretless, Led Zeppelin. That's the best way to practice it. Because he does so much great slide stuff, and there's so many Zeppelin songs that use a lot of slide in there.
Well, I gotta get one of your guitars into my live stream rig here. I think we need to set a challenge up because the guitar is really too easy for Ron to play, even with fretless. I think we need to make him play blindfolded fretless.
Oh, come on!
I'll start first so you can get your head on and cover yourself up.
I could find the note. Yeah.
Ready?
No!
That was awesome. That was awesome. Thank you. Wasn't that one of the most epic fucking thing you ever seen on the guitar? Live? Insane guitar playing today. Thank you so much for coming here to hang out, jam, play the guitar.
Thank you everybody for watching and for donating.
Everybody follow Bumblefoot on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok to see his dancing. And of course, you guys, make sure you go and see Bumblefoot when he goes on tour again when it's safe to do so.
next month. I'm going to go out and do a bunch of shows. Yeah, in Texas and Illinois and Indiana. So yeah, I'm just going to do these little one-man shows where it's almost like this, like just sitting on a chair, and for a lot of the shows I'll jam with the opener at the end, do some full band stuff. Hopefully I'll see some of you in good health and all of that stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again, Ron. That was incredible. I had so much fun watching you play. That was sick. We'll see you later.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.